Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Continuing to investigate the death of Chris Cornell, May 17th, 2017, it dawned on me that it was the 117-year anniversary of the publishing of The Wizard of Oz, which has the magical city, the Emerald City, which is the nickname for Seattle, where Soundgarden created their music. Chris Cornell, the frontman for Soundgarden, dead on the anniversary of the publishing of the book about the Emerald City. So we're going to come back and talk about The Wizard of Oz and how it relates to the death of both Chris Cornell and Judy Garland, who played Dorothy in the film. We're also going to talk about something that one of my readers observed about the music video for Black Hole Sun. Earlier today, I put out 2 videos on the death of Chris Cornell, put out a short video. By chance, it came out to 2 minutes and 6 seconds. That's funny because Seattle's the 206 area code. And then put out a longer one that happened to come out to 39 minutes, and I didn't intend that either. The name Chris has gematria of 39. He died on a date with 39 numerology. Anyhow, going to give you some new information here. We're creating a playlist of research having to do with the death of Chris Cornell. As I said at the end of this video, this death has a lot of rituals connected to it. As time goes on, we're going to uncover more and more, but this Wizard of Oz piece is huge. Let's start right here. Again, Chris Cornell died at age 52, and in the language of gematria, Emerald City, which you can see down here at the bottom of the list, is 52, the nickname for Seattle, where grunge rock music became popular, late of the 80s, early 90s. Chris Cornell, the last song he released, called The Promise, having gematria 52. In this article about his death from CNN and other mainstream outlets, he's referred to as Mr. Cornell, 52. His hit music song emphasized rusty cage. He wants to break out of his rusty cage. Could that have been an analogy for his older man body? You know, being trapped in the world of celebrity, constantly under the spotlight? Rusty Cage, gematria 52. One of his hit songs, Fell on Black Days. You know, a lot of Soundgarden fans, sad today, 52. And as I talked about earlier, his death is coordinated with the upcoming solar eclipse, the first one like it in 99 years in the United States of America, this August 21st. There will be a total eclipse, a black sun, black hole sun. Remember, black sun, gematria 52. And prior to this death, I have educated about Masonic rituals under the May sun in the month of May. And I just want you to know this. May has gematria 42, like Freemason has gematria 42, like black hole sun has gematria 42. And 42 is also the number for Saturn, the keeper of time. Related to the sun, notice Saturn's gematria of 93. The sun is 93 million miles away according to science. Black hole sun, using a related cipher, also shares the gematria of 93. But anyway, the date he died, May 17th, again the 137th day of the year, matching the gematria of grunge music, which Soundgarden was, which Seattle, the Emerald City, produced. The date May 17th can also be written 17/5. Missed this earlier. Soundgarden, gematria of 175, like 17/5. Also like the Wizard of Oz, 17/5. Soundgarden from the Emerald City, the Wizard of Oz about the Emerald City. And Chris Cornell, dead on the anniversary of its publishing. Again, the date leaves 228 days left in the year. This movie's now proved fateful for Dorothy, Judy Garland, and Chris Cornell, and possibly many more that I'm not aware of. Things that will be uncovered in time. Again, Chris Cornell, born Christopher John Boyle, a name with gematria of 97, like the word death, and from his death to the total solar eclipse, 97 days, until the black hole sun. Now notice, Black Hole Sun released in May under the May sun on May 4th, 5/4 as we write it in the U.S. Look at the word sun, 54. Perfect day. And look at what's on the opposite side of that single. Like suicide. They're saying his death looks like a suicide. They're saying he hung himself but was found on the floor, which doesn't really make sense. Just like Aaron Hernandez being found hung but having blood all over the wall doesn't make sense either. Aaron Hernandez, the football player, found dead the same day his former teammates went to the White House to celebrate the Super Bowl. As I talked about earlier, and which we're now expanding on, this song was released on a date with 122 numerology, May 4th, 1994. Seattle is on the 122nd meridian. Soundgarden equals 122. And check out the music video. This scene right here in the music video for Black Hole Sun. If you never watched this music video, go to YouTube, search Soundgarden Black Hole Sun. This music video really captured my mind when I was younger. Just portraying the world the way it is, that something is very off, and the lyrics are obviously about waiting for the end of this mad world we're living in. We're living in a mad time right now with the death of Chris Cornell, but check this out. The end is nigh has gematria of 122, like Soundgarden against Seattle, the Emerald City, on the 122nd meridian. Remember, the word Elohim in Jewish gematria sums to 122. That's the Jewish word for God, one of the most important words in the study of gematria. So this number 122 is not arbitrary. This is a spiritual song. The sun, God. This number has everything to do with God in this language of gematria, practice of Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism that God created the world with language when God merged the letter with the number. The end is nigh also sums to 58, like Soundgarden, like the word emerald alone, as in Emerald City. Also in this music video, this shot, Faith Saves in the background. Faith Saves 122, just like being on the 122nd meridian. So earlier, covered a lot more information. There's a whole ton to this post. Him dying on the 137th day of the year, the 33rd prime, Rockstar 33, Chris 33, Eclipse 33. He died at the MGM casino, supposedly. Suicide. Tons of information here. His final song that he sang was In My Time of Dying, gematria of 188, like Bavarian Illuminati. Also, like Chris Cornell, the final song he sang. And that's a Led Zeppelin song. Robert Plant, the frontman for Zeppelin, his birthday is August 20th. He's going to turn 69 years old the day before the solar eclipse. 69 is another number of Saturn. And think about it. It's time, the sun, planets, orbit, 69. You know what that number represents. Chris Cornell, frontman for Rage Against the Machine after Zach De La Roca left. Rage Against the Machine has the gematria of 188 like Bavarian Illuminati. Bavarian Illuminati, real thing, established May 1st, 1776, date with 99 numerology with 13 families. Now here's where I want to transition to the Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, May 17th, 1900 publishing. The Wizard of Oz, gematria 58, like Soundgarden, like Emerald. The author of The Wizard of Oz is L. Frank Baum. L. Frank Baum equals 99, like when you write out 13. And, to take this deeper, when you write out Oz, English ordinal gematria 41 and 13, 41's the 13th prime number. 41's the 13th prime. If you write out USA, it has gematria 41. 41, the 13th prime. The Wizard of Oz is a story about our existence in this nation. In The Wizard of Oz, the book, published May 17th, 1900, Dorothy has silver slippers and walks on the gold road. That's because it's about symbology for banker tyrants who really rule over us and have ruled over this nation from the beginning. Gold and silver. In the movie, they changed it to red so people don't make the connection. But all the people needed in that story to overcome the tyrants was brains, heart, and courage. And speaking of 52 and the death of Chris Cornell in regards to this, heart has gematria 52. And what so many of us like about Chris Cornell, some people are ripping me in my comments because I started off with the song and rocking out to Slaves and Bulldozers, saying, oh, he's satanic. What are you doing celebrating his music? You guys, Chris Cornell, no matter what you think about him, he sung with heart. He sung with emotion. You could tell the lyrics he was behind. He probably wrote those songs. He's not like your average musician just delivering it pretty. He sung it like it was real, like it meant something to him. And his music, his words, they meant a lot to a lot of people, myself included. So anyway, The Wizard of Oz, Emerald City. Look at this. We're not done. L. Frank Baum, 99 like 13. We just talked about how Oz and USA come back to 13. Here we are in the land of 13 stripes, 13 colonies, 13 all over your dollar bill. And with regards to the dollar bill and the symbolism, our U.S. dollar bills, the 1, the 2, the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, the 100, add those together, it sums to 188. And there's all sorts of 13 symbolism on the dollar bill. Again, the Bavarian Illuminati established on a fitting date with 13 families once upon a time. Now get this, with regards to it being the 117-year anniversary, notice, the United States of America has gematria of 99 and 117, and when you write out 13, it too has gematria of a 99 and 117. I talk about this pairing all the time, and now here it is factoring into the death of Chris Cornell. Judy Garland supposedly died from barbiturates, poppies, heroin, opium overdose at age 47. Notice, barbiturate and Judy Garland, 117 as well, bringing us back to 13 in Oz, the movie she starred in where she played Dorothy. The word poppy, what she overdosed on, has gematria of 47, just like how Seattle, the Emerald City, is on the 47th parallel, just like how the word rock equals 47, like how the word radio equals 47. I'll just show you. Rock, 47. Seattle on the 47th parallel, rock capital. Radio, 47. The Space Needle has a rotating restaurant that does a full rotation every 47 minutes as a tribute to time. The tropics, 47 degrees apart, which measure the solstices. The Freemason compass, each leg kicked out at 23.5 degrees. Just like the tropics, May 23rd, 23/5, the biggest Freemason tribute of a date there is. And by the way, you guys, the Bavarian Illuminati established May 1st, the beginning of May. Look at this. Wizard of Oz also has gematria of 143. May 23rd, 23/5 is the 143rd day of the year. Just like Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has gematria of 143. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, who's controlled this nation from the beginning, what Washington, D.C. is named after, George Washington, where the headquarters of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are. This gang, obsessed with 33 and 13. And again, 137th day of the year, the 33rd prime. 117-year anniversary of the publishing of Wizard of Oz. Notice May 23rd, which is the 143rd day of the year. In the U.S., we write that date 5/23. Look at Scottish Rite of Freemasonry using the alphabetic order. 523 in reverse. Chris Cornell, A Song About the Sun, dead in accordance with the solar eclipse in May under the May sun. The band that he switched over to, which was Rage Against the Machine, they became Audio Slave, which sums to 62. Also like Wizard of Oz, if you leave off the, just like Mason is 62. Mason. Freemason. You know? Again, these people created our calendar. Gregorian equals 58, calendar 58, Freemasonry 58, Secret Society 58, Soundgarden 58, The Wizard of Oz 58, Solomon's Temple 58. So, you know, that's the news, truth seeker. If you've never seen The Wizard of Oz, when they come up on the poppy fields, the witch casts a spell on them. The witch casts a spell to make it so that they can't get through the poppy fields to the Emerald City. You know, the evil witch trying to stop their progress. And if you go back and watch my video on The Wizard of Oz, I talk about how Wicked Witch of the West sums to 239, which is the 52nd prime number. to bring us back to 52 one more time through The Wizard of Oz. Chris Cornell dead at 52. And again, Judy Garland died at age 47, just like, Seattle, the Emerald City on the 47th parallel. Chris Cornell had birth numerology of 47, a life lesson number of 47, the number of rock. One of the most famous rock musicians of my lifetime, that's for sure. And again, he closed out with a little Led Zeppelin. And I think I meant to show you that. Led Zeppelin has the gematria of 47, just like rock. And I forget what it is about Stairway to Heaven. There's something about it. It's interesting that Stairway to Heaven is 206 like the Seattle area code. Where Chris Cornell just passed. Stairway to Heaven's also 91. If you sum every number 1 through 13, it totals 91. That's why it's the 13th triangular number. I know what it is. Stairway has gematria of 55, just like the word heaven. Stairway to Heaven. But just one more thing, there's this little tribute going on between Chris Cornell singing his last song, a Led Zeppelin song, In My Time of Dying, which matches his name, which matches the Bavarian Illuminati, and then Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin's most famous song, 206, like the Seattle area code. All right, Truth Seeker. I covered the rest that I'm aware of in the additional videos. Please take the time to watch them. Please share this information with your friends and family so we can put this sick practice to rest. Whether it's murder by numbers or faking deaths by the numbers. Either way, it's tragic and it needs to stop. A lot of people hurting in the world today. I guarantee you a lot of people are hurting in the world today. A lot of people really like, just like people were hurting when Prince died, a lot of people really like Soundgarden, especially up here, and you're looking at one of those people. And another irony, yesterday, my friend, I've told you about this friend before, I have to pee for him. He has a family, he works, he has a heroin addiction, and he gets tested, but he gets warned for test days. So I always have to pee for him. And I always tell him, man, you got to quit out the heroin. You got to end the heroin. We're doing this once a month. I'm peeing for him. He came over yesterday. His name's Chris, too. His favorite band is Soundgarden. And I guarantee you, he's hurt by this. He might be the biggest Soundgarden fan I know. I hope he sees this video. He thinks my gematria works crazy, but he appreciates that I pee for him, But he needs to see this. Everyone needs to see this and know. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.